coming back from a losing record after 14 games in the regular season, goes into this USFL championship game with a 12-8 record. George Allen, having failed in his opportunity to win an NFL title with the Washington Redskins, now with a second chance to win a professional football championship. George Allen, like many players on this Arizona team, know well how hard it is just to have this opportunity to go for a championship. Around the corner, the Philadelphia Stars coach Jim Mora, like Allen, a second chance to win a championship. The Stars were in the first USFL title game a year ago in Denver. They lost to the Michigan Panthers 24-22. This past season, Philadelphia won 16 of 18 regular season games, dispatching New Jersey and Birmingham in the playoffs. And the Stars are the considered favorites in tonight's championship game. ABC Sports presents from Tampa Bay, the United States Football League Championship Game 1984. Matching the Arizona Wranglers and the Philadelphia Stars. Tampa, Florida, a city that is hosting its second professional football championship game in a single year. No other city has done that. Where we had about 9 hours of continuous thunderstorms today across the city of Tampa and the Tampa Bay area, but finally it quit about 2 hours ago, and we're looking forward to a reasonably comfortable evening for tonight's USFL championship game. As noted, in the Arizona dressing room, a lot of people who may be getting their last chance for a championship ring because they know how seldom it comes. And for the Philadelphia Stars, blunted in their hopes a year ago, missing by just 2 points in the title game. So there is emotion in both locker rooms. And turning to Lynn Swann, the great Pittsburgh Steeler wide receiver. Swanee, you've been there. You know the feeling that grips you just before a title game of any kind.
There's a lot of tension, a lot of emotion, and for most players, it's sitting right at the top of their stomachs. Some of them are a little tense, they're jumping up and down, and each one is fighting his own personal war inside, trying to control that emotion, trying to control that and harness that excitement to turn it into positive energy to play their best football game.
All right, now we're going to just touch the offense lightly. The quarterbacks come off relatively even, the running backs come off relatively even. I think the offensive lines come off relatively even, but I know you feel that the real drama may rest with the defensive teams of the Wranglers and the Stars.
You have to take note that the two teams that are playing in this championship game tonight are the teams that possess the number 1 and number 2 defense in the USFL. The number 1 and 2 passing and the number 1 passing team, Houston, the number 1 running team, Birmingham, are not here in the championship game. Defense wins it for you.
The pass rush of Arizona, pronounced. They led the league, 73 quarterback sacks.
They won a lot of games. That's where they have a lot of experience on that line. They're going to give the young offensive line of Philadelphia a lot of problems. That offensive line of Philadelphia does have experience, but Lee has 19 sacks.
And you've got old-timers like Ehrman and Lathrop, who is the second-year defensive line. So what you're telling me, then, you're expecting a conservative game?
No, I don't expect a conservative football game because the defenses are so good. I look for the offensive teams to come out strong and come out very powerful. I mean, they're going to put the ball in the air. Expect George Allen to go right at the heart of the Philadelphia defense by running the football. No person except for Mel Gray in 1984 has gained over 100 yards against the Philadelphia defense.
Okay. All right. With the weather situation earlier today, it was anticipated that we might go well beyond 60,000 people for the football game tonight. However, as we noted, we've had about 9.5 hours of thunderstorms, stopping about 2 hours ago, but more than 57,000 tickets were sold for the second annual USFL championship game. The crowd moving out into the arena a little late because of there's one thing that's very interesting. I noticed it when I came in the other day that they don't allow umbrellas to come into the Tampa Stadium, which means that the people who come here just go ahead and expect themselves to get wet. Now let's get back for a moment to the quality of these two teams and the fact that numbers 1 and 2 in defense arrived here. And since we have a moment, since there is some mix-up in the timing down on the field, let us talk about the offense. Let us talk about the running game for Philadelphia, where Kelvin Bryant does most of the hard work. David Riley, of course, is a factor. But Arizona enters with two people, Tim Spencer and Kevin Long.
And Tim Spencer and Kevin Long will combine to go outside and inside, where Kelvin Bryant will have to do it all on his own. Those three players for each, those two ball clubs, give the consistency to the offensive team before they go up top through the air.
And George Allen, of course, uses Dennison and Boatner as well. So, in effect, Riley and Bryant are going to have to carry a running game load that is literally carried by 4 Arizona players. That could become a factor as the game wears on.
It could become a factor, but Chuck Fusina, the quarterback leader, quarterback of the year in the USFL, has a very good ball control offensive passing team. He can spread the ball out to receivers Spitzky and Collier and his tight end Ken Dunnick, whereas for the Arizona Wranglers, the primary target in the air will be number 2 from Grambling, Tremaine Johnson.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing the teams for the 1984 USFL Championship game. First, the Arizona Wranglers, champions of the Western Conference, and introducing the Wrangler offensive lineup. Tight end, number 86, Paul Ricker, Norwich University. Tackle, number 76, Frank Giddens, New Mexico. Guard, number 68, David Huffman, Notre Dame. Center, number 51, Jerry Sullivan, Illinois. Guard, number 61, Tom Thayer, Notre Dame. Tackle, number 75, Rob Taylor, Northwestern. Wide receiver, number 89, Lenny Willis, Ohio State. Wide receiver, number 2, Tremaine Johnson, Grambling. Running back, number 33, Kevin Long, South Carolina. Running back, number 46, Tim Spencer, Ohio State. The quarterback of the Arizona Wranglers, number 11, Greg Landry, Massachusetts. Coach George Allen, the coaching staff, and the rest of the Arizona Wranglers. And now, introducing the defensive team of the champions of the East, the Philadelphia Stars. Defensive end, number 95, William Fuller, North Carolina.
Right, here. Go! 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 67.
Nose tackle, number 67, Pete Kugler, Penn State. Defensive end, number 96, Don Fielder, Kentucky.
59, Bunny.
Outside linebacker, number 59, John Bunting, North Carolina. Inside linebacker, number 51, Glenn Howard, Minnesota. Inside linebacker number 54, Sam Mills, Montclair State. Outside linebacker number 56, George Cooper, Michigan State. Cornerback number 26, Jonathan Sutton, New Mexico. Cornerback number 47, Garcia Lane from Ohio State. Strong safety number 23, Antonio Gibson, Cincinnati. Free safety number 27, Mike Lush, East Stroudsburg. Coach Jim Mora, the coaching staff, and the rest of the Philadelphia Stars.
The pregame festivities are just about at an end. The balloons will go up into the soft summer night. The rain has been stopped for about 2 hours. The field is in very good condition here at Tampa Stadium. And the Philadelphia Stars, who lost 24-22 a year ago in Denver to the Michigan Panthers, now with an opportunity to win their professional championship they just missed. They had the best record in the USFL in the inaugural season during the regular season. Repeated that feat again in 1984. Now all they have to do to complete a great season for them is to win the championship game. But there's strong feelings on both sides, and the Arizona Wranglers come in having won 6 in a row. Burl Sorgan is the referee. He will handle the coin toss. The other officials are listed there. And Burl Sorgan tonight will be using a U.S. Olympic gold coin minted by the U.S. Treasury to benefit the U.S. Olympic program.
This is the official 1984 U.S. Olympic gold coin minted by the U.S. Treasury. The torchbearer is head, the eagle is tail. What is your call? He calls head, which is the torchbearer. The coin is tail. Philadelphia will receive.
So the team that is the home team for this USFL championship game, Philadelphia, will get the football first. So we'll have a chance to see what Arizona and George Allen's defensive people will try to do in the first series by Philadelphia.
Well, I think in the first series, Philadelphia will come out doing something I've seen them do quite a bit during the year. That is throwing a short pass on first down, either a play-action pass or trying to set up a screen with Kelvin Bryant. Don't be surprised if you see them start the game with 4 wide receivers. George Allen, of course, will have his defense very well prepared. What they'll try and do is put consistent pressure on Chuck Fusina to get him rattled during the course of the ball game.
These two coaches have met 3 times, twice last year and once this year, and on each occasion, George Allen's teams, last year as the Chicago Blitz, this year as Arizona, held leads over the Philadelphia Stars going into the final period of play. But in each instance, Philadelphia won the ball game, so Mora is 3-0 against Allen.
Well, that also gives his football team a great deal of confidence, Keith. If they get behind, if they're in a crucial situation, deep down inside, they've got a track record of being able to come back and endure and win against this football club.
Tim Brandt is reporting from the field on the Arizona side. Mike Adamle on the Philadelphia side, and we'll be hearing from them as the evening goes on.
And we're ready to play football in the 1984 USFL championship game, with Mark McCants averaging close to 24 yards per return for the Philadelphia Stars. He is also the hot man on their special teams and kickoff coverage. Frank Corral, who had an outstanding year, he lost about 20-odd pounds and had one of the best seasons he has ever had. He scored 96 points this past season, had a reasonably good year punting, and had quite a good year place kicking. So Frank Corral will kick off and Mark McCants will return it, and we are ready to go. McCants at the 6. Hole up the middle. Caught from behind. Brought down by number 20. The football appeared to pop loose for a moment, but he is called down. Selwyn Drain brought him down from behind and almost came up with a football. So Chuck Fusina comes out there with David Riley and Kelvin Bryant lined up behind him. Scott Fitzke and Tom Donovan will be the wide people. The tight end is Ken Dunnick. Up front, it's McLaren, Gilbert, Oates, Comiskey, Eatman, Dunnick. A very big, strong, quick offensive line, but young. They go to work from the 34. First down for the Stars. That's Dunnick, the tight end, in motion. Kelvin Bryant has the football at the right side, gets 2 yards to the 36, where Joe Ehrman, playing a tackle in the start tonight, an 11-year veteran out of Syracuse, brings him down. The Arizona defensive alignment opens this way. They play 4-3. Lorch, Ehrman, Lathrop, and Lee are the front 4. Smith, Von Horst, and White, the 3 linebackers. And the secondary, Minifield, Allen, Laird, and Bradley. Lance Shields is out there at a corner. Minifield is not out there. He has a very sore ankle. Handoff is inside. It goes to David Riley, the Philadelphia fullback, and David moves it out for about 5, at least 4, as he reaches the neighborhood of the 40. They've got to go 4 more yards to keep the football. David Riley had the best season of his football career this year.
Well, he made his first start of 1984 in the regular season game against the Arizona Wranglers, came up with a real big catch in the 4th quarter and another run from scrimmage in the 4th quarter. It set up points in that period to allow Philadelphia to go ahead and win that game from behind.
Philadelphia goes to 4 wide receivers now, putting Willie Collier in the lineup along with Fitzke, Donovan, and Harris. Dunnick, the tight end, comes out, and Fusina is back to throw. Pressure. Runs away from it, and he takes off to the open field for the first down. Midfield, he does a hook slide, and down he goes. It's first down, Philadelphia at midfield.
Number 40, Bruce Laird, came over and made the tackle, but when you put pressure on a quarterback and you don't contain him, that's what you're going to see. The quarterback getting through the pocket and picking up a lot of ground. That time he had all his receivers downfield, running patterns to the right side. He got through the pressure, broke to his left, and he had a large area in which he could run to pick up the first down.
Philadelphia 48% on 3rd down conversions during the course of the season. Jim Mora there. Ball is right smack on the midfield stripe. Bryant. And Kelvin Bryant gets 6 yards as he bangs down to the Arizona 44. Bryant has scored 5 touchdowns in postseason play in the 2 games against New Jersey and Birmingham. That's what he did during the course of the regular season. He was the MVP in the first year. Jim Kelly, the MVP in the second year, and Jimmy will visit with us at halftime, the Houston Gamblers quarterback. It's second down and 4.5 yards for Philadelphia. Arizona's defensive people bouncing around some. Still a basic 4-3. Fusina back with good protection. Bryant over the middle, breaking it to the outside. Kelvin gets a first down and reaches the Arizona 37. The one thing, the one constant tone that you heard from the Arizona defensive people, we can't let him get loose. Well, he's damaged his helmet and he comes off the field to get a new one. Brian Thomas goes in at the spot replacing him, and Joe Happy is now in at center replacing Bart Oates.
You see Kelvin Bryant, he gets downfield. He's already got the first down. Now he's looking for the hole to make the big yards. He had Ken Dunnick downfield, but Ken Dunnick didn't know which direction he was going to move in.
The handoff to David Riley, and he spins it away on the first down play inside the 35 to the 33. That's a pickup of about 3 yards. Bart Oates now comes back into the lineup, and Happy comes out. Joe does the snapping on most of the kicking circumstances. Brian Thomas is still in. Kelvin Bryant is still out. Looks like you call it a helmet buster when you go for the big ball game, and I think Kelvin's had his busted already. That's Dunnick, the tight end, flexing out, making them double wide at the top of the picture. And you've got contact along the line of scrimmage as it appeared that George Gilbert, the left guard, moved too soon.
George Gilbert looked like when he lined up, he may have lined up a bit too far in the backfield and was had the mark of uncertainty all over his stance.
False start. Offense. Still second down.
Earl Sorgan is an official out of the Pac-10 conference out on the West Coast. Willie Collier now comes onto the field. Willie did not start the ball game because he had been troubled over the last 2 hours by severe stomach cramps, but
excitement, Keith.
I'm sure.
A little tension from the game. Fred Biletnikoff, I was told, always got violently sick before every game that he played. I know before big games like this, I had a hard time myself keeping my stomach down, just staying calm, trying to relax, trying to think of everything I had to do in the big ball game.
After the penalty at 2nd down and 12 from the 38, Bryant is back in, and now Philadelphia is mixed up. They look at the defense, look at the people they've got on the field, and they call timeout. They had 10 men. That was the problem. They were looking for number 11. You saw Fusina step around and then said, wait a minute, we can't whoop them with 10. That picture of Tampa Stadium coming from the Goodyear Blimp Enterprise out of Pompano Beach in Florida with Captain Patrick Henry out of Parsons, West Virginia. It's got a new kind of a camera mount called the Westcan on it, hanging from the gondola. And the cameraman using remote controls from inside the Enterprise. First time it's ever been tried on a football game. Looks like it's going to introduce some more entertainment from the sky. This is Kelvin Bryant at a big hole on the right side. And Bryant is inside the 25-yard line. Before 3, Wranglers bring him down, Luther Bradley and Eddie Brown in particular. It's a first down for Philadelphia.
Philadelphia on this first possession doing the same thing that they've done throughout the season. Control the football, move carefully down the field, mixing up the run and pass, not going to the air right now unless they really have to, challenging George Allen's defensive front four head to head.
They've used up now just over 5 minutes in this very first possession. First down on the Arizona 23, 8 seconds on the clock to get the snap off. At 5 seconds, they give it to Bryant. He fakes the handoff, ducks it to the outside, and is pulled down at about the 21 by Bruce Laird. Bruce Laird is out of American International. He played 11 years in Baltimore, 1 year in San Diego, and he is one tough nut.
Yeah, I think one of my minor concussions may have come at the from number 40 when he was in Baltimore.
Bryant is off the field, and Brian Thomas goes in. Thomas is a rookie out of Pittsburgh. Hot, muggy night. Actually, Philadelphia has run only 8 plays in almost 6 minutes of this possession.
They're just taking their time, working into their offense.
3 seconds on the clock. Get it off at 2. Fusina back to throw it. Goes down the middle, and the pass is caught by Tom Donovan at the 4-yard line in front of Carl Allen. It's first and goal, Philadelphia on the Arizona 4.
Well, Philadelphia took its time, ran those plays down the field, only threw to 3rd down when they had to. First down, they tried that little trick play with Kelvin Bryant faking the reverse. Now they just a pass right down the middle. It's a good route by Donovan. Nothing fancy against his own coverage. Inside the 5.
Rodenberger lines up at a flanker spot to double up the blocking on that side. Give it to Brian Thomas. Touchdown. The Philadelphia Stars take the opening kickoff and stick it in the end zone, starting at their 34 with 8 minutes and 10 seconds to play in the first quarter.
Well, the offensive line of Philadelphia came out, played their game, dominated that line of scrimmage. Brian Thomas out of Pitt comes in replacement of Kelvin Bryant. I don't think they expected Brian Thomas to get the ball on the run.
David Trout in for the extra point try. Happy snap. Reardon holds. Trout kicks it. It's good. Philadelphia with a 14-0 record on the regular season when they have scored first. 8:10 to go first quarter. Stars lead at 7-0. Quite a moment for rookie Brian Thomas to be able to get it in the end zone first for the Philadelphia Stars. In the meantime, George Allen has gone to a huddle with his defensive unit, having watched with a great deal of pain as Philadelphia marched 66 yards in 10 plays.
You see right there on that last run, on his run for the touchdown, the offensive line came off with authority, made contact with the defensive team, pushed him back off the ball. Big hole for Brian Thomas to run.
Dave Trout will kick now, and he has not been allowing very many returns. Mark Tolbert is the return man for Arizona, averaging near 21 yards per.
We'll get a chance to see when Arizona takes possession of this kick, if they've got their pregame jitters out of the system, if they can just come down the field, take control, not make any mistakes.
Trout hits it. Very high hanger. It's going to hang up there short of the goal line, taken at the 3 by Tolbert. And Tolbert trips and loses his footing as he comes out near the 24-yard line. So with 8 minutes to go in the first quarter, Arizona sees the ball. It's Greg Landry, quarterback. Kevin Long, Tim Spencer, each 1,000 yards or plus this past season. Second year in a row they've done that. Tremaine Johnson, wide receiver, along with Lenny Willis, and up front it's Taylor, Thayer, Sullivan, Huffman, Giddens, and Ricker. Tremaine Johnson will come to the bottom of the picture, and Lenny Willis to the top, and the first snap from the 24-yard line for Arizona. Philadelphia out to a 7-0 lead, and Landry gives it to Kevin Long to the outside, and he gets about 3. Sam Mills and Jonathan Sutton, cornerback and inside linebacker respectively, ran him down. Sam is number 54, and Jim Morris says the keystone, the anchor for the defense. Fuller, Kugler, Fielder, the 3 down linemen as Philadelphia plays the 3-4 alignment. Bunning, Howard, Mills, Cooper, linebackers. Secondary, Sutton, Lane, Gibson, Lush. Garcia Lane, the rookie in there. He enabled Lush and Sutton to go to normal positions and helped overall in the backfield. This is Tim Spencer looking for some place to run, can't find it. Garcia Lane coming up from his corner position, kept him inside, and then got help, and down he went. Spencer has had big playoff games. 28 carries for 133 yards in the 2 games. The wins over Houston and Los Angeles, and he has scored 3 touchdowns.
Also in the playoff series against Houston, Greg Landry had his problems for 3 quarters, not being able to get the offense on track until he finally led them to 2 scoring drives that won the ball game for them late in the 4th period.
It's 3rd down and long 6 now with Alan Clark, Doug Dennison in the lineup. They've got 3 wide receivers, and the backs are split, and Landry will throw his first pass. He's looking for Tremaine Johnson. Gets out of one trap, but runs right into another as Pete Kugler, number 67, kept the pressure on him, and the 16-year veteran just simply couldn't run away from it. He had Tremaine Johnson available for a moment, but by that time trouble had arrived, and so Arizona's Frank Corral is in to punt. Corral improved over last year considerably, but here's another look at the kind of pressure Philadelphia loves to give you.
Number 56 is George Cooper. He's blitzing on the play. He's under pressure. They put the heat on them. It's Kugler or Fielder coming in from behind, and Kugler takes him down. 3 plays and out.
Corral averaging in postseason better than 42 yards. 41 plus during the regular season. Garcia Lane, the deep man for Philadelphia. Corral's kick is low and short and out of bounds. He was trying to keep it away from Garcia Lane, but he didn't borrow enough on the punt, and so he pulls it sharply out of bounds and gets only 28 yards, and Philadelphia is sitting with the ball first down at their own 46. Greg Landry, so many years in the NFL, especially at Detroit, never got a chance for the ring. Wants it so much. First offensive series, not so good. Philadelphia leading 7-0 football on their own 46. First down, and here comes David Riley. And Riley picks up about 8 yards before Carl Allen, number 32, runs him down. Von Horst helping on the play.
Also a little help from Luther Bradley. Well, Philadelphia had success in that first series just running the football. The offensive line gets off pretty good. Then he just cuts it back to the left side. That's number 70, Kit Lathrop, who was slanting to the inside, and the slant took him out of it. Carl Allen comes up, and Riley was just turned to the side instead of taking him straight on.
On 2nd down and 2, they take it into the middle behind Oates and Comiskey and Gilbert, and Kelvin Bryant would seemingly does in fact have the first down. So once again, troubled features of George Allen as Philadelphia is running it right down his throat.
Well, they came out to test that defensive line, to run right at the strength of that defensive team, just to see how they would stack up. They did very well. So I don't think you can expect Jim Moore to have his offensive team do anything else but run the football until that running game is stopped. Throw the ball when they have to, take advantage of a successful running game, going up top every once in a while for a big play.
10 rushes for Philadelphia, 60 yards, not a bad average. Fusina gives it to Bryant, cuts it back into the middle and trips. He tripped over one of his own men as he cut it back into the middle and lost his momentum. We're at 4.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Arizona's had 3 plays and a punt. Otherwise, it's been all Philadelphia. The Stars leading 7-0. The football is sitting on the Arizona 41, where it is 2nd down and 9 for Philadelphia. Tried to delay it with Kelvin Bryant and paid for it because Arizona had loaded up. They sent John Lee and Joe Ehrman and Kit Lathrop. Lathrop and Ehrman coming right up the middle. They clobbered Bryant all the way back at the 48.
As they were charging through the offensive line, you could hear people behind them yelling, draw, draw. They just squeezed it down right in the middle and gave Kelvin Bryant no place to run.
Now Bryant has to come off to get a shoulder pad fixed. And here's Philadelphia looking as they mark him actually at the 46 rather than the 48. And you've got 4 wide receivers now for the Stars. On 3rd and 14. The pass is away down the 31-yard line for a first down. Making the catch is old reliable Scott Fitzke, the Penn State College University teammate of Chuck Fusina.
Well, Chuck knows who he can rely on. He was under tremendous pressure from number 64, John Lee, who led the USFL in sacks with 19.5. Just as to release the ball, he was getting hit. Fitzke's running a little curl pattern, a little hook. The ball is thrown. You see he had to come back for it because Fusina was throwing off his back foot. Could not get a complete follow-through on the ball, and Fitzke saw that. Now watch him as he releases. He was still going backwards. Pays the price as quarterbacks often do.
Alan Harvin lines up in the backfield with Brian Thomas. Fusina back to throw. Throws quickly because of the pressure. Gets it to Dunnick, the tight end. And Ken Dunnick is close to another first down from the 31 down to about the 21. And right now they're picking on the corners. They got the mismatch over there with Fitzke and Shields, and Fitzke made it work. Now they send the 6'6" Dunnick in there against Carl Allen.
Well, they obviously they saw something in film that they felt they could exploit. They've been running the ball very successfully. Now they're putting the ball in the air, keeping the defense of the Arizona Wranglers off balance.
Fusina now 4 out of 4 for 46. And first down, a 2nd down and a half a yard at the 21. That pass drilled by Fusina, complete at the 10, tumbling down at the 9. David Riley swinging out of the backfield, and Riley has become a very good pass receiver.
Very, very good pass receiver. He's had some against New Orleans. He caught a pass,
keep it going now.
Pass that he ran some 50 yards for a touchdown. He loves to run the screens. That time, in order to outmaneuver the defensive team, it was a very quick pass he threw.
It's 1st and goal to go. Philadelphia at the Arizona 9. And Bryant is back in. And Bryant has it. Sweep right, cuts through the first wave and goes to the corner, just short of the goal line. Luther Bradley and Kit Lathrop ganging up to shove him out of bounds.
A little rustling going on inside. Number 69, Chuck Comiskey, looked like he was going after Luther Bradley just a little bit. Kelvin Bryant, when you look at him, does not look like he's got very much power in his legs. It look like a racehorse's. Remind me of O.J. Simpson. He has no calf whatsoever, but you get a chance to see what kind of strength and power he has here. He's got Kit Lathrop trying to drag him down. He's got Luther Bradley. Then number 63, Mark Bubin, finally comes over to push him out of bounds.
It's second down and goal to go at the 1. Fusina fumbles the football coming off the snap, bounces off the stack, and touchdown, Philadelphia. Chuck was scrambling and looking for the handle, but finally found it and suddenly realized there was nothing on the left side of the stack, and he fell in.
Well, when he fumbled the football, he realized he had destroyed the timing of the play. The only thing he would do if he tried to hand the ball off to Kelvin was maybe get tackled behind the line of scrimmage or fumble the football. He hung onto it. The smart thing to do. His line did a great job. Fell into the end zone.
Dave Trout for the conversion, and he missed it. Looked like Reardon might have had a little trouble with a snap. It may not have been a clean snap and a clean hole for Trout. He hooks it left, and with 1:11 to go in the first quarter, Philadelphia 13, Arizona nothing. A look down on Tampa Stadium in the first quarter of play, the closing minute of it. Arizona's defense being pushed all over the football field here in the first quarter as Philadelphia's gone out to a 13-0 lead. David Trout missed 4 extra points during the regular season, has just missed one here in the championship game. Mark Tolbert returned the first kick that he was able to get his hands on, 19 yards. And Trout hits this one. It's not too long. Heavy air, not going as far. Picked off by Tolbert at the 10, coming to the outside and cuts it back to the 23. Now let's join Mike Adamle with the Philadelphia quarterback, Chuck Fusina.
Chuck, so far so good, and your play selection has been excellent.
Well, we said we were going to mix it up before the game. Kelvin's a great back, and we're going to mix it up with him as much as possible. He puts another dimension for us, and if we can fake to him and put it downfield a little bit, I think it'll help us.
And 5 different receivers tonight.
Well, that's what we've done all year. We don't have one star. We have a whole team, and we try to get to everyone.
Okay, keep it up, Chuck. Thank you. All right, Keith.
Thank you, Mike. Arizona just over the 23, close to the 24. First down, their second possession of the first quarter, and you've only got 50 seconds to play, and they're down by 13. Ricker, the tight end, goes in motion. Give the ball to Long, and Kevin Long, 220 pounds, out of South Carolina, played 5 years with the New York Jets, and he bangs it up to about the 30.
Number 54, Mills.
There we go.
One of the traits of a George Allen football team is they will not panic. They will stick to the plan. At least at this juncture of a ball game, because we've got the last snap of the first quarter right here. Ken Spencer caught from behind by Mike Lush, the free safety. He stumbles forward for a couple of yards, but Lush cuts him down at the end of the first quarter. Now here is Tim Brett with Joe Ehrmann.
Joe, they've been pushing around pretty well out there, pushing the defense. What are they doing?
Well, they're kind of keeping us off balance. He's hit us with a scramble. He's hit us with a draw, and they're mixing up run pass, 2nd and 1, throwing the ball. So we just haven't been able to get the real feel and tee off and shut them down when we need to. Plus, Bryant's a heck of a back, man.
All right, they're preaching patience and poise down here, Keith.
All right, Timmy. Joe Ehrmann, defensive tackle, of course. First quarter is over. After 1, Philadelphia 13, Arizona 0. As we begin the second quarter of play, Philadelphia 13-0 over Arizona. And the Wranglers start out with a problem. They've got 3rd down facing them, and they need 4 yards to keep the football. They have yet to pick up a first down. George Allen exhorting his defensive people. They've got to find a way. As Joe Ehrmann told Tim Brandt a moment ago, they've kept them off balance so far. Dennison and Clark in the lineup now. 3 wide people. It reads pass. And pass it'll be. Cougar almost got a hold of Landry, put some pressure on him, forced him off balance. He threw the ball badly. The pass intended for Alan Clark, and once again, it's a tango offense for Arizona.
Well, number 25, the 5th defensive back in the ball game, Scott Warner, was also coming in on the blitz, and Landry was backpedaling, trying to get rid of the football, stumbling, falling down, couldn't get anything on it. Incomplete pass.
Corral is in to punt now, and Garcia Lane back to return it. Corral's first punt, 28 yards tonight. No pressure. Little better kick. It's short of Lane, however. He gets a favorable bounce and picks it up and breaks loose and comes back across the 35 to the 37, where Randy Johnson out of Texas Arlington brings him down. 50-yard punt and a 17-yard return.
On the first quarter, there's no surprises there. It's been all Philadelphia as they have possessed the ball. They had excellent field position after Arizona was stopped 3 plays and out. No turnovers. They possessed the football. You see there in time. The big thing is Arizona only had the ball 5 plays. If you count the punt and the play before that, 7 plays in total. 4:14 minutes to go in the second quarter.
Kelvin Bryant and Alan Harvin in the backfield behind Chuck Fusina. Bryant with the football, dancing over the left side, finds a hole and turns on the speed. Goes to the 46, close to the 47. And he is close to a first down on that carry. Luther Bradley, the free safety, brought him down.
The start of a big ball game, Keith, you always have to shake off a little bit of the pregame jitters, the excitement, how important this ball game is, what it means, and try and put it into perspective and make it just another ball game so that you don't make the mistakes and you can execute. It's obvious that Philadelphia has done that so far in the ball game, and Arizona has not.
Well, Chuck Fusina in the 2 playoff wins over New Jersey, they're just short of the first down. And Birmingham started out 6 for 6, and he's on that same pace tonight.
And on the other side, Arizona, the running game, the first play they ran, Keith, just looked like it took too much time.
Slow motion.
Getting the ball to the running back, getting to the outside, delayed by maybe a half second, which allowed the defense to come up and make the tackle. They're not really into this ball game yet.
Kelvin Bryant off the field, and Brian Thomas replaces him. Brian Thomas scored one of the touchdowns, the first touchdown. It is second down and about a half yard. Alan Harvin bouncing over the left side, goes on up to midfield and crosses it close to the Arizona 49 before John Lee brings him down. Pete Kugler, the nose tackle for Philadelphia, now with Mike Adamle.
Okay, Keith, you know in that 34 defense, the front 3 usually act as interference, but tonight, Pete, you guys are putting a lot of pressure on Greg Landry.
Well, we're coming off the ball pretty good right now. We got a slight idea what they're trying to do, and we're taking off pretty good in that way. That's because that is why we're getting good pressure on the quarterback.
Okay, Keith.
It is first down, just over midfield for Philadelphia. Right side, all jump too quick. Pass down the middle is caught by Dunnick, the tight end. He is clotheslined and shaken up on the play, but it may come back. I think the right side of the line moved too soon, and it might have been Dunnick.
Well, Dunnick was shifting. It's out flexing is what we used to call it in Pittsburgh from the line of scrimmage to give himself some room to get off in the pass route.
And he got caught.
Yeah, he did.
He was actually marginal on it, but it was obvious.
Offside, number 80, offense, still first down.
Keith, we know that
6'6", 245, Swanee. It's hard to miss him.
Yeah, but you know we know that in the other playoff games that all the teams seem to be getting away from throwing the ball to their tight end. Paul Ricker was not thrown to a great deal in the game against Los Angeles to get here to the championship game for Arizona. Ken Dunnick in the championship game last week did not see a great deal of action in that game. I talked to Bruce Allen about his team not throwing to the tight end. He just doesn't know why we haven't been doing it.
Actually, Ricker only caught one on occasion. This is Brian Thomas, and he cuts it back inside. And with good, quick feet, moves it down to about the Arizona 47. Jim Fonhorst, who is headed for the San Francisco 49ers training camp within the week upcoming to play another football season.
Well, he'll get an idea of just what Dave Stahls out of the Denver Gold and Pete Kugler went through playing back-to-back football seasons, what some of the rookies have gone through coming out of college.
Well, Philadelphia won't be through after this. They're going along with the Tampa Bay Bandits over to London to play a game at Wembley Stadium. It's second down and 7. Bryant, Kelvin is back in. Fusina to throw. Throws to the tight end. And the tight end lays it on the ground. And they call it a fumble. Recovered by Arizona's Luther Bradley.
Keith, I think Ken Dunnick was hurt when he caught that last play down the middle and maybe should have come out of the ball game. Just to get himself together, he stayed in the ball game. He caught that pass there. When they laid a hit on him, he got up very slow, very slow.
Well, he's walking off the field. It appeared that he had possession. But then when he took the hit, the ball came right down and laid in the open ground. Now there he's hit by Bradley.
And he has possession. Bradley strips him of the football. Someone misses it. I think that was Jim Fonhorst. And then Luther Bradley reached back. So that's the first turnover in the ball game, and maybe the kind of thing that will get Arizona into this ball game.
George Allen has long preached, you give me 3 turnovers and I will beat you. He's got 1.
He's got 1 there.
He's trailing 13-0 with 12.5 minutes to go in the first half. First down from the 44. Landry on first down to the sideline. The pass good to Trumaine Johnson. Johnson steps out of bounds at the 41. So Trumaine Johnson sees the ball for the first time tonight.
Well, in the playoffs last year when they were the Chicago Blitz, Trumaine Johnson caught 2 touchdown passes in the first half. He feels very confident. He can run his routes against his team and have a great deal of success, and said as much during the course of the season.
He has now caught a pass in 40 consecutive games with the Chicago Blitz and now the Arizona Wranglers.
Another one of the great products of the Grambling under the tutelage of Eddie Robinson.
Indeed. Deepest penetration of the ball game for Arizona, just short of the 40. First down. Landry stays in the air with it. Goes to the sidelines to Lenny Willis, and Willis is out of bounds at the 24 of Philadelphia. You know what? He had Tim Spencer on a post, and he was open. He'll come back, I'm sure, and tell him.
Well, later on the ball game, Tim Spencer will remind him that he was wide open. As we take a look from ground level, Landry dropping back quickly, getting the protection. The routes run very quickly against the zone. Lenny Willis came in after the 4th game of the season to take over for the injured Wayman Buggs and has been a fine asset to this ball club.
First down, Arizona, Philadelphia 24. Landry back, batted down by John Bunting. He was trying to swing it to the outside to Lenny Willis. And John Bunting, the outside linebacker on that side, just slapped it down.
You take a look. He's at the top of the screen. He just charges upfield. The tight end releases to the outside, which releases John Bunting from any kind of blocking interference. He was right in the throwing lane. It was a timing pattern. Landry had to get away very quickly. The receiver would not be open for very long. Bunting was right in that lane and timed his jump perfectly.
It is second down and 10 for Arizona on the Philadelphia 24. Alan Clark 42, Doug Dennison 21, Larry Douglas 82 come into the lineup. Long count, had to be checking off. Landry has some time, swings it out to Alan Clark, and Clark takes some punishment down around the 20. Clark receiving in the regular season had no catches, but in postseason play he has emerged. 4 catches, now 5 catches for 96 yards.
He also had 2 runs for 30 yards, and those were 2 runs, 15 yards apiece.
Oh, and a big play against Los Angeles. It really helped Arizona take control of that ball game.
John Bunting blocking that pass reminded me of L.C. Greenwood blocking 3 passes against Fran Tarkenton in Super Bowl IX. He also happens to be sitting here watching this game too.
Third down and 6 from the 20. Landry's pass is batted away on the hands of Lenny Willis. Outstanding defensive play by Antonio Gibson, number 23.
Antonio Gibson played cornerback all of the 1983 season. With the addition of Garcia Lane, he moved back to a safety position. Right here, he's playing man-to-man coverage on Willis. He lets him get to the outside. When he turns, Antonio turns just in time to see the ball and get a hand on it. Lenny Willis The only move he could have made to help himself on that play would have been to stop, draw pass interference, and just reach back and grab that football.
Frank Corral in for an extra point try. 7 out of 12 from beyond the 30 to 39. 1 out of 1 in postseason play. This is a 37-yarder. The snap. The hold is good. The kick is away and good. And with 10 minutes and 31 seconds to play in the first half, the Arizona Wranglers get on the scoreboard, now trail by 10. Philadelphia 13, Arizona 3. A 13-3 Philadelphia lead over Arizona now, as the Wranglers will kick it off. Mark McKentz will be the deep man for Philadelphia. And it's been pretty much all stars through until this last possession, when Greg Landry decided to finally go to the air, and he found his wide people, Johnson first and then Willis, and got downfield far enough to get the 3.
Pete Kugler was saying that they had an idea of what they were going to do on offense. I think they really had the Philadelphia defense geared to stop the run, and so as soon as they went up top, they found a little breathing room. So I look for them to do more of that, then go back to their running game.
The kickoff by Corral, drifting over to McCants, 2 yards deep in the end zone. And he comes to the 16, and that'll do it. Ted Walton out of Connecticut, cornerback, number 29, was the special teams player for the Wranglers that came downfield to get him.
George Allen's teams work out on special teams every day. Most teams only work out, well, maybe 1 day a week, usually the day before the football game, tuning up for it. But George believes in keeping his special teams sharp, wants them to make the big plays.
That ball is sitting just beyond the 15. First down, Philadelphia. Fusina has started all 3 of the postseason games, 6 for 6. Riley and Bryant, and it's Bryant. Bryant cuts it in over the left side behind George Gilbert, the left guard, and finds a little room, moving out close to the 20. Kelvin is running right at 5 yards per carry on the night, 10 for 48. The plays are sent in from the sidelines. That's what brings you that studious, staring expression from Chuck Fusina each time. Second down, call it 6. Short of the 20. Fusina still got it. A little option played, and doesn't get much. Bruce Laird smelled it coming along with Ed Smith, and they get Bryant.
Well, the reason why it didn't work, Keith, is that when you run an option play, you want to run it off one man. Make him make a decision. You force him to make a decision. If he takes a QB, he pitches it to the trailing back. If he takes the trailing back, the QB keeps it. That time with Bradley and Smith both coming up, he didn't have an option. You just watch him here. He's rolling out. Who do you pitch it off of? He pitches it too soon. There's not even any pressure on Fusina that time. Kelvin Bryant never had a chance.
3rd 5. Fusina looking for help. Gets it off to Riley. And Riley turns it into a first down play up at the 38-yard line.
Keith, that's one of those good news and bad news plays. The good news is that time they had a great deal of pressure on Chuck Fusina. Chuck Fusina started to run early. Then he took off sprinting towards the sideline. You'll see it. Now watch number 71, Carl Lorch. He's a defensive end at the bottom of the screen. As he starts to run, he can't go middle, he goes wide. Lorch is going to put the pressure. This is the bad news for the Arizona Wranglers. He finds David Riley downfield, similar to a play they worked against the Arizona Wranglers in the regular season.
Brian Thomas and Alan Harbin now in the backfield behind Fusina on the first down play. It's Thomas up the middle. From the 38, close to the 42, better part of 4 yards on that carry.
Thomas on the carry for Philadelphia.
George Allen, one of the great assets to having a great deal of experience on your defensive team is that when things are going bad for you in the first half, Keith, if you don't get it under control, you know you can make significant changes at halftime to put you right back in the ballgame.
13-3, Philadelphia lead. Second down, 7. Near the 41. Handed inside to Brian Thomas. Thomas is tripped as he makes his cut back into the middle, and now you've got a penalty flag. Dunnick and Laird, I think, got tangled up that time.
I didn't see what was going on, but looked like Laird was throwing a forearm, and Dunnick had his arm stretched out, holding on to Laird. And Laird got caught.
Laird got caught. Most of the time, I believe you'll find that it's the retaliatory move that gets flagged, but this time they saw the first one.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 40, defense, first down.
That one hurts. It moves the football down to the Arizona 40, gives Philadelphia a first down. So the Wranglers trailing by 10 make a mistake. Don't think I'd pick on a 6'6" tight end trying to intimidate him. Kelvin Bryant is back in. Fusina drops on first down and shoots it to the sidelines. Good to Fitzke. Scott steps out of bounds at the 23.
Chuck Fusina working his offense very well. Play action passes, sending receivers out to the sideline. Fusina is now 8 for 8, 94 yards.
This game has a different flavor than previous Jim Mora, George Allen games. All the others, Mora's teams had to come from behind to win. Fusina to Bryant. Kelvin sweeps to the right side, and he is cut down right about the line of scrimmage.
Ed Smith did a great job on that play, Keith. He just came in from his outside linebacker position, shut it down. There's no place for that play to go. Just piled up everybody. They had to take the ball inside where there were no yards to be made.
Ed Ottavandi had 2 years in Baltimore and 1 year with the St. Louis Cardinals. The football is sitting near the 24. He lost, actually, a bit of yards on that. Call it a 1 yard loss. Make it second down. And 11 and a half. Joe Herman pops into the Philadelphia backfield.
He's pointing to Comiskey, saying Comiskey moved his hand, jumped off sides.
Defense.
But he was not persuasive enough. We'll take a look. Erman 74 in the center of the picture.
Well, Comiskey's there, number 69.
He doesn't
move. No.
Well, Erman's just a smart veteran trying to take some heat off himself. Pointing the finger at the at the offense. Sympathy call he's looking for.
5 yard walk off makes it second down and 6. The ball is near the Arizona 19. There's more contact in the middle. This time it's Kip Lathrop making the contact. Lathrop bangs into Bart Oates.
Interference with the offensive center, number 70 defense.
So that's another 5. Lathrop, lineman of the year, trying to anticipate a snap and got caught.
Well, he's either trying to anticipate the snap or he's listening to the cadence of Chuck Fusina, and Chuck is throwing him off with his cadence.
He's the only man I know that has a blocking dummy in his living room.
Must make his wife happy. Is he married?
Yeah.
I wonder what his wife thinks about the interior decorating job.
14-yard line now. We're at second down and 1. Fusina trying to cash it in. Under pressure, gets it off, and it is Alan Harvin losing his footing, but turning it into something. Loses his footing again and falls down at the 2. Allen never did get his wheels turning.
He never did. Number 32, Carl Allen, made the tackle as he was lying on the ground. He's waiting to come out as we take a look ground level. You have to stay in, give him the ball, let him run it one more time. I think they were trying to set up the screen intentionally here, but Chuck Fusina was under a great deal of pressure. Look at Harvin. He's slipping, he's sliding. He gets hit. He's looking for some blocking downfield. Great block right there. He's got, who's that in front of him?
There's nobody around him when he fell out.
Mike McLaren, 79, with a big left tackle was out in front of him.
First and goal at the 3. This is Kelvin Bryant. And they gang up on him at the 2.
Ken Lathrop, man in on the stop. Again, the outside being shut down.
This is very good turf at Tampa, and I would remind you that it did rain virtually all afternoon and hard. But it's been quiet since about 7 o'clock.
Here we go.
I don't know what the base of this field is made of, but you've got to have a real monsoon down here before it saturates the soil.
Second down and goal to go from the 2. Kelvin Bryant again. Hit, spin, second effort, third effort, ball loose. I think there's a penalty flag in the crowd. It is recovered by Arizona. Bruce Laird diving on the ball. Did I see somebody throw a flag? No, I did not.
No flags. Kelvin Bryant struggling, using everything he had, trying to make the big play, squeeze and squirm his way into the end zone. The ball knocked loose. I believe it was number 40, Bruce Laird, that jumped on top of it.
Come on, baby.
That is the second turnover. Remember, the Alan Preachment, give me 3, I'll beat you. Well, he didn't do much with the first one. He got 3 points. Let's see what he does with the second. A reverse angle look at Kelvin Bryant's fumble, and it's the byproduct of the second and third efforts.
That's right. He hits the left side of the line. It's all stacked up. He wants to dive, and you see, as he dove, he lost the football right there. Spinning, and Bruce Laird dives on top of it. Touchback, Arizona's ball on the 20-yard line. George Allen trying to inspire his team, get them emotionally aroused to get ahead in this ball game.
4 minutes and 43 seconds to play in the second quarter. And the officials stop it for a moment.
Keith, you were talking about George Allen's philosophy of getting 3 turnovers during the regular season in the takeaway giveaway column.
Reset the 30-second clock, please.
His team was +3. Philadelphia tied with Birmingham for the lead at +18. But during the playoffs, Philadelphia still maintains that lead at +6 to Arizona's +1.
On first down, Landry gives to Ken Spencer, and Spencer is out for 4, close to 5 yards on the carry before Mills and Cooper bring him down. After 14 games, Arizona had a 6-8 record, and it did not look really as if they were going to be able to pull things together, but suddenly they reeled off the 4 straight wins to get them into the playoffs. Then they took a ball game away from Houston, literally, that Houston seemingly had won. And then they beat Los Angeles soundly. Arizona has run only 11 plays in this first half. 4 minutes to go, and Landry back to throw it on second down. Gets it down the middle, and the pass is incomplete. It was a pass that could have and perhaps should have been caught by Trumaine Johnson in front of Jonathan Sutton. Tim Brandt now visits with Bruce Laird.
All right, Keith, the last couple of weeks, it has been the defense that has got things started. Now, George Allen was just saying, don't feel sorry for yourself. Do you think that was a problem, really? Have you adjusted more now to what they were doing offensively?
I hope so. It seems like we've been out there an awful long time. We just got to bear down and stop the run. I think they're hurting us on the run.
Okay, Bruce. Keith?
Timmy's antenna, which is a wireless sender, picking up some music station. Here's the pass just beyond the reach of Doug Dennison coming out of the backfield on 3rd down and 6. And so now Arizona will have to punt the ball away.
Well, Arizona not being able to take advantage of the opportunities thus far in the ball game, except for one with 3 points.
But if you shut down Arizona's running game, you got a pretty good chance with them.
You shut down that part of the game, you can gear up for the pass rush, put pressure on Landry. You're going to have to double cover Tremaine, that's for sure.
Yep. 2 punts so far for Frank Durrell, 28 and 50. Garcia Lane deep for the Stars. Low kick right to Lane. 28-yard line and gets a wall. Oh, and he dives up across the 45 to the 40. They'll mark him at the 45. 3:45 to play in the first half. Stars leading by 10 and good field position.
That'll be at 8 o'clock next Friday night here on ABC. Check your local listings, and here's Cusina giving the football to Kelvin Bryant. Bryant delays for a moment, then turns it on and goes outside and picks up about 5 yards. From the 45 up to midfield. Jim Fonhorst and Bruce Laird, the tackle for Arizona.
A couple of defensive players from Arizona were telling me that Kelvin Bryant, he looks for people to run over. He doesn't look for anyone to run away from. You see Irv Eatman, number 75, and Comiskey coming out leading on the play. Comiskey's on Bruce Laird, and Kelvin's got to know that he'll win that matchup most often. Laird just drifted, gave ground, finally wrestled him out of bounds.
Kelvin put his helmet right on his chin strap, though, and drove him backwards. Second down, 5. Brian Thomas in, replacing Bryant. This is David Riley. First down, Philadelphia at the Arizona 40. He ran right in behind Comiskey.
David Riley has adapted so well to this Philadelphia offense after getting his opportunity to start earlier in the season. He's had 4 carries so far in the day for 28 yards out of West Virginia. He was in the Pittsburgh Steelers training camp for a little while. And there's the Goodyear blimp.
That's the Enterprise out of Pompano Beach, Florida. Young man named Patrick Henry at the controls. Here's Brian Thomas going outside, cuts it back inside. And on the first down play, Thomas gets about 3 yards. Bruce Laird again making the tackle. Laird's all over the football field. He is the strong safety. Time remaining in the first half of play. At halftime, a visit with Jim Kelly, the USFL MVP, and we'll visit with Howard Schnellenberger, who takes over the Miami franchise next year in the USFL.
Row 42, seat 28. You got it.
Where's Scotty Warner?
Second down and 7. In the middle, Riley. 33. It'll be third down and 3. Boy, that's got to pain George to watch a team carving up his defense, huh?
Now, right now, a 2-minute warning. And he has not stopped this Philadelphia offense.
No, he has not. Philadelphia stopped themselves as Bryant fumbled away a third touchdown into the end zone. 2 minutes to go in the first half. Each of those Philadelphia fumbles resulted in turnovers. One of them tumbling into the end zone, fumbled at the goal line. So we could have a very lopsided football game on our hands had it not been for those 2 turnovers. It's third down and 3 right now for the Stars at the Arizona 33. Cusina gives the ball to Kelvin Bryant, and he's got the first down as he just slammed it back up the middle. Boy, when he plants that right foot and makes that cut, yo, man, he can really bust you. Tim Spencer right now with Tim Brent.
Keith, the big question down here is about the offense. It's been sputtering. Timmy, what's the problem?
Yeah, we haven't really been able to establish anything, and therefore Philadelphia got on top of us early and took us out of our game plan. So we've been trying to do some things and really haven't established one thing yet.
Defensively, are they confusing? It doesn't look like they're mixing things up very well.
Well, they're not really mixing things up. The fact that the matter is that they're 10 points ahead of us, and we got to try some different things to get things going, and they're doing some blitzing and taking some things away from us.
Cusina hits Donovan, and Donovan is loose inside the 15, down to about the 12, and it'll be a first down for Philadelphia.
And guess where Tim Donovan went to college at? Penn State. Another one of the connections there for Chuck Cusina. He's dropping back. They're sending receivers deep. Then they're sending another receiver crossing only about 10 or 5 or 10 yards downfield. That time it was Donovan. He gets Fonhorst. He's trying to shake him a little bit to get downfield. Can't do it, but he picks up considerable yards.
Cusina back to throw. Runs away from the pressure. Gets it down the middle. No. Intended for Dunnick, the tight end.
Frank Minifield, number 1, who's a man that came over and made the play, almost picked that one off.
That is the first pass Cusina has missed with 1:14 to go in the first half.
I know the defense of Arizona is saying it's about time.
Well, he had 10 straight.
And take a look. He was looking to his right and saw all the pressure, and he just rolled back to his left, found the receiver. Watch Minifield come in from the right of the screen, just in front of Dunnick to knock the ball away. Outstanding defensive effort.
Ball is on the 11, second down, 10. They try to send Brian Thomas up the middle, and nothing doing. Stan White, number 52, filled the hole.
Stan White lined up like he read the play. He and Mark Rubin. He started to come in as if he were going to blitz. And as he starts to come in, he sees that Brian's got the football, and he's right in the hole. Now watch Brian. He sees him right there to his outside after he runs into number 74, Joe Herman. He has no place to go. Right now, you see him, he's just protecting the football. They at least want to have time for a field goal if they can't score.
Well, Philadelphia's got 2 timeouts remaining. Third down. Ball is still right around the 11. Yusina's pass into the corner. No, almost. Herbert Harris had a shot at it. He had double coverage and still almost had the ball bounce up where he could get a hold of it.
Number 44
Bradley and Lupe Sanchez.
Number 44, Lupe Sanchez. Number 27, Luther Bradley. I believe they both had their backs turned. You see Sanchez right there. He loses Herbert Harris as he goes inside. Herbert gets turned around. He sees the ball. Timing's good. But as he went up for it, it bounced off his shoulder pads and then over his head.
Dave Trout for a field goal try on 4th down with 26 seconds to play. It'll be a 28-yarder. Happy snaps, Reardon holds, and Trout will kick it. He missed it. Hooked it off to the left. When you saw the ball come tumbling out of there, floating like a knuckleball, you knew it was in trouble, and David just didn't get it clean. So you got 22 seconds to play, and Philadelphia now has frittered away another scoring opportunity.
Three. 2 fumbles. And now David Trout missing a 28-yard field goal.
Those kind of things will haunt you.
Well, you know, he missed that one. He missed the PAT. He had a couple of short. He had a short kickoff.
Yep.
And now he comes back. David Trout, for whatever reason, just not into his game.
The British Open Golf Championship. ABC Sports Beat coming up next Saturday, and we got things stopped for a moment. And now it looks to me like they're going to let the clock run out.
Well, Greg Landry just took the snap. Figured no sense in doing anything foolish. Create a turnover. The clock will run out. 3, 2, 1, and then they'll try and bring it back the second half and close the gap on the Philadelphia Stars.
So we played half of this football game in Tampa, Florida. Philadelphia 13, Arizona 3. Back with the halftime activities after this commercial and a word from our local station. At halftime, our score, Philadelphia 13 and Arizona 3. And a look at some of the highlights off the first half of play. Dominated by Philadelphia. Brian Thomas from 4 yards puts Philadelphia into the lead.
This is the play that caps off a tremendous drive that consumes 6 minutes and 50 seconds after the opening kickoff. Brian Thomas, out of the University of Pittsburgh, takes advantage of great offensive line blocking to put Philadelphia on the scoreboard first.
The first 2 Arizona possessions were an exercise in futility. 1-2-3 punt. Here, Don Fielder gets through and drops Greg Landry.
Oh, Greg Landry looking downfield. Excellent coverage by the secondary of the Philadelphia Stars. They were playing their ball game in the first half. No pregame jitters for Philadelphia.
Maybe not. But as the game wore on, they seemed to develop some jitters. Here, Chuck Fusina on the 1-yard line fumbles the snap, but gets it back and falls off the left side and into the end zone. Dave Trout missed the extra point, and that made it a 13-0 ball game. Now, Philadelphia with a chance leading 13-3 to really salt things away in the first half. Kelvin Bryant loses the football at the 1. Ball eludes him, and Bruce Laird recovers for Arizona in the end zone to bring it out to the 20. So Philadelphia has turned it over twice in the first half. And Arizona is still very much in the football game, trailing by only 10. And the halftime stats are all Philadelphia, but they only lead by 10.
Well, Keith, if they paid me to analyze statistics, I'd feel like I was stealing, because
you can throw those away.
You know, you can throw those away. Those speak for themselves. The only thing I might be able to add to that is the fact that those 2 turnovers by Philadelphia have kept the first half from being a complete rout on the scoreboard.
While we're waiting for the second half kickoff, one of the more interesting pieces of news around this championship game with all the owners in town has been whether or not the USFL will move to the fall season and when. A decision is expected at a mid-August meeting by the USFL owners. And I should say this to you, just judging from what I have been able to hear, what people have told me, and what seems to add up, there's a strong possibility that these owners may very well vote to move to the fall season in 1985. But we'll know that come mid-August when they meet.
See the comparison of the two quarterbacks so far in the ball game. It's been a good day so far for Chuck Fusina. 10 for 12, ball control passes, not trying to take too much at any one particular time. They have established a very good running game in the first half. And as Tim Spencer has said in the interview on the sideline, Arizona has not established a running attack, nor have they really established a passing game yet.
Yeah, but it sort of reminds me of the Houston game.
Well, that's true. They didn't get on track until the fourth quarter, and they were within striking distance, 14 points or 13 points behind. Here, they're within striking distance, only 10 points behind, and 30 minutes of football left to be played.
And the Wranglers will start out with the ball in the third quarter as Dave Trout, who's having a rough night, kicks off. Bounce goes to Tolbert at the 5. Looking for a little help, gets to the 21-22. Brought down by Scott Werner. So we will see what magic the offensive folk have been able to conjure up in the Arizona locker room.
Well, I hope they conjure up something, because in the first half, they only had 14 offensive plays compared to 42 offensive plays for the Philadelphia Stars.
Ball is on the 21 as Greg Landry brings him up with Tim Spencer and Kevin Long behind him, and Willis and Tremaine Johnson wide. Rennie to the bottom of the picture. And Tim Spencer tries the right side for 3. There he runs into old pro John Bunting. That's only the 6th rushing play of the ball game for the Arizona Wranglers. The rest of the lineup at tight end, they've got Paul Ricker, and he has been a blocker all night. Taylor, Thayer, Sullivan, Huffman, Giddens along the front. Giddens being spelled at times by Stadnick. The defensive alignment for Philadelphia: Fuller, Kugler, Fielder. The backers are Mills, Cooper, Howard, Bunting. Secondary is Sutton, Gibson, Lush, and Lane. This is Kevin Long across the 30, and he's got a first down up around the 34-yard line. Irv Eatman now with Mike Adamle.
Irv, there's nothing more that can deflate an offense than a couple of critical fumbles and a missed field goal, yet you were preaching out there, keep on pushing.
Well, you know, I think we got control of the line of scrimmage, and that's what we wanted to do. The mistakes we made were our own fault, and we should be a lot more points ahead than we are right now. And all we got to do is keep doing what we're doing. We have control of the ball.
Was anybody a little bit down in the dumps that you had to bring them up?
I don't think so, because I think they know that we got them where we want them.
Okay, Irv. Keith?
Irv Eatman, the man of the year in the USFL. Irv's Invaders, young people. He brings as his guest to every Stars home game. This is Spencer, and Spencer gets around the corner. And he's got another first down. Spencer just kept on stringing it out, and he got good help from his teammates to get him around that corner.
On the play before, as we take a look from the blip of the last play, Spencer had a good block. This time he gets the ball. He gets a good block by Long, steps over people, a little move there, now a speed to the outside. He knows he's not going to get a whole lot, angled towards the sideline, picked up the first down, then stepped out of bounds.
Well, they're going to bring the chains in. They're not that sure. But it looks like he may very well have picked up the first down. That picture, incidentally, coming from the Goodyear Blimp Enterprise out of that new camera mount that hangs underneath it, and the cameraman operates it by remote control. So the Wranglers come out and pick up a couple of first downs.
It's a far cry from the old days, and I thought they used to hang the cameraman from outside the gondola.
Well, they did. Billy Sullivan spent many an hour hanging upside down up there. From the 44, first down for the Wranglers. Touchdown, and they're right in the middle of it. Back it comes. The old flea flicker is coming, but there's nobody to throw it to. There is nobody to throw it to. And Greg Landry dives for the yard marker, and he may have reached it down at the Philadelphia 46.
Well, there's nobody in the Philadelphia secondary that's going to get fooled. Not that time. Usually on a play like that, you think that one of two receivers downfield should be open. You see Tremaine Johnson is going downfield. Right there, Tremaine looks open behind Garcia Lane. Then he comes back. But Landry's scrambling, and he's not looking at Tremaine at this particular moment. Can't find him. But he does scramble. He dives. We'll see in a second whether he picked up the first down. I think he did.
That is his longest run of the year. Check in with Tim Brent for a moment.
Keith, the player said at halftime, George Allen was as volatile and emotional as they have ever seen him. Offensively, he wants the team to start firing out, holding their blocks and making the big play. Defensively, they talked about taking a linebacker out, putting an extra linebacker or lineman in to stop the run. They opted against that. All they want to do is patience and poise. Now they believe they can win this ball game.
And they've got a first down at the Philadelphia 46. Landry hands the ball in the middle. It goes to Kevin Long. And Long dances from about the 46. Got the better part of 5, maybe 6 yards on that carry.
It looked like either Pete Kugler or Don Fielder had a shot at bringing him down. But he just makes a good, Long made a good move. You see Kugler, the nose guard. He engages the center there. Long's coming up. Right there, he had a shot at Long, but Long just hopped out of his way. Picked up a good 4 yards after that. Pete Kugler, Penn State, 2 back-to-back seasons, coming in after 2 years with the San Francisco 49ers.
Ball is sitting at the 40 where it is second down and 4. Spencer. Got a yard. Jonathan Sutton in the corner, and Mike Johnson, a rookie out of Virginia Tech, made the tackle.
Tremaine Johnson, number 2, the wide receiver from Grambling, cracked back from the outside and tried to shut off the pursuit, but just wasn't able to do that. He slowed them up for a second. They continued to flow to the outside.
It is another third down and 4 this time. 4 and 3. Third quarter of play, 13-3, Philadelphia. Landry's pass is away, trying to run a timing pattern over there, and pass intended for Tim Spencer. They are screaming for interference, and they don't get it.
Oh, Mike Johnson. Mike Johnson got a little bit of a lick down the sideline on Tim Spencer. He had his back turned towards the ball. Landry had defensive linemen jumping up in the air, trying to jump over blockers as they were trying to put pressure on him. Got the ball away, but it was incomplete.
Well, it looked like it might very well have been interference, but I want to prejudge it until we see the replay, and the man in the striped shirt doesn't have the benefit of replay.
That's true. So I'll tell you, believe me, pass interference.
You go. Wide receivers union is still alive and well, I can tell.
You didn't see it, did you?
Garcia Lane has averaged 17.5 during the postseason play, and tonight he's returned each punt reception 17 yards. So you can just simply deduct that much yardage from whatever field position is there, and to be sure, Lane is shortening it up for Philadelphia. That's a knuckleball. He takes it to 9. He eludes 1, 2, and now out of bounds. He hit the chalk at about the 16-yard line. 11:54 to play in the third quarter, and Philadelphia leading 13-3 gets the ball back. Ball is at the 16-yard line. Philadelphia leading 10 points. Now it's a test of the Arizona defense. The offense moving the ball, but on the third down play, and the Wranglers were screaming for interference call and didn't get it. Probably one of the factors in it was that they didn't judge that ball to be catchable. It was so highly overthrown. This is David Riley carrying from the 16 out to about the 20. Tim Spencer now, the intended receiver of that errant pass, setting a moment of controversy with Timmy Brandt.
Timmy, first of all, describe the play. What happened, and did the official say anything to you afterwards?
The official didn't say anything to me. I was running the street pattern, and the guy just cut off my lane, ran right into me. The official was right behind me. I can't see how he couldn't have seen it. I just don't know. It was a bad call in the church. You know, they're going to make some bad calls, but that was extremely obvious.
Quickly, was the ball catchable?
The ball was catchable. I was going to. I was going to bend back inside, but he cut me off.
All right, Keith, that's a story.
Well, that's his story.
And you know that Mike Johnson would not agree with him. But nonetheless, Kelvin Bryant has now wiggled in for a first down, and the Philadelphia Stars have improved their field position out to the 27.
Well, there's Mike Johnson.
That's William Fuller.
That's William Fuller there.
First down from the 27 for Philadelphia. And here comes Bryant again. And finally, the Wranglers handled him pretty well. They stopped him at about the 29 after he picked up 2 yards with Fonhorst and Laird making the play defensively for the Wranglers. Oh, it'll be second down about 8.
After they tack on a holding penalty, though.
Going to back him up.
The Philadelphia Stars. Looked like Ed Smith, number 56, was trying to come in, keep the play contained to the inside. Once again, he's been doing a good job of it all evening.
Well, here again is
holding number 63 offense. Still first down.
George Gilbert. Here again, though, is this whole situation of their penalties and their penalties.
Now, that was a key penalty because it backs them up deep in their own territory. Should the defense of Arizona stop them, they will have their best field position of the evening.
Sean Landetta has not been around so far tonight. This is Bryant trying to go outside and does. Boy, he's tough. He gets that ball up across the 25 before they can finally haul him down.
You know, Arizona's defense is playing very well in terms of getting people to the outside. But what's happening is that they're not getting those linebackers in, filling the lanes in the pursuit. Kelvin is either outrunning them, or if they're not getting in quick enough, he'll cut up field so that they don't have an angle and he's by them.
Coming out for a breather. And Brian Thomas goes in to replace him with the football setting just over the 25. They've got to go to the 37 for their first down. So they're looking at second down and 12. 9:50 to play in the third quarter. 13-3 Stars lead. And it inside to David Riley, and Riley bangs it up to about the 31. So they need 6.5 more yards. Riley now 7 carries and 42 yards. And Willie Collier, who has not seen the ball so far tonight, earlier in the evening, about 2 hours before the game, had stomach cramps and did not start, but he has been in previously. And he is the big play man for Philadelphia. He's the quickest of the wide receivers, with the possible exception of Harris.
Earlier in the year, he also had a pulled stomach muscle.
Arizona showing blitz. They're going after Fusina. Gets it away. The pass is good to Brian Thomas, and Thomas is loose and has a first down for the Philadelphia Stars at the Arizona 45.
Nice open field move by Brian Thomas on number 55, Jim Fanhorst. Inside line, no linebacker out of Minnesota. He had him out there one-on-one after catching the short safety valve pass. You've seen it with a blitz. The blitz not really that effective. Everyone seems to pick it up. He steps into the pocket. He finds Brennan. Watch this little move. Excuse me, that's on number 25, Eddie Brown. He makes a move. Gets by Eddie Brown. You've got number 87, Donovan, downfield blocking for him. He cuts inside. Big play.
Alan Harvin now, the lone remaining back. Give it to Harvin. Harvin held at the line of scrimmage for a moment, and then bounces outside and moves it for 4 more yards, down to the 41.
John Lee made the tackle. Alan Harvin, of course, was a tailback playing behind Kelvin Bryant. Jim Moore decided that his future was at fullback, so now he's a fullback playing behind David Riley.
The rushmen for Arizona, the front four, with 73 quarterbacks on the season, have not been much of a factor so far. The young Philadelphia offensive fronts handled them.
They've handled them. Also, Philadelphia's throwing the ball very quickly, and they've run the ball successfully.
Harrison Donovan, the wide receivers now. Dunnick in motion. And the handoff goes to Kelvin Bryant, who's bouncing around and moves down to about the 38. He had absolutely nothing at hand, but he just kept on wiggling around and picked up 3.
Well, Mark Bubin got off the defensive line so quick. Looked a good start anticipating the snap. Took himself really right out of the play. Kelvin Bryant just gave him a little move, sidestepped him, then got back to the line of scrimmage. And picked up a couple more yards.
Saw Kit Lathrop getting a breather there on the sidelines. Philadelphia's run for 158 yards tonight against a defense that only allowed 114.5 per game during the season. There goes Bryant again. And he's got a first down as he reaches the 32.
Kelvin Bryant, he was one move, Keith, one little move away from breaking that one to the outside and making the big play. Had he just taken off to the outside, he went downfield, there's a little bit of a hole. And Kelvin Bryant is one of those instinctive running backs where sooner or later he'll get in that situation, he'll make that move, and then it's a race.
Great players make great plays. Brian Thomas is back in, and Kelvin Bryant is out. And Fusina back to throw. Again, pretty good protection. His pass is away. The pass is caught out of bounds by Ken Dunnick. Incomplete. And Dunnick's hurt. He came off the field and seemed to slip. Scott Nizelek will go in to replace him. Steve Folsom is not suited up for the ball game. The man who had played tight end most of the season, he still has a very bad hamstring. So you've got a timeout taken for Ken Dunnick with 6:12 to play in the third quarter. An old enemy for a football player on a warm night just grabbed Ken Dunnick, the leg cramp.
Well, it's been so humid down here, Keith. They've been working out at very, very hot temperatures. He's probably lost a lot of potassium. It's interesting to note that for the Arizona Wranglers, they have been on a very strict diet for most of the season, kind of a water balance diet is what they call it, just in case they have to play one of the real hot days down in Arizona.
It'll be second down and 10 now for the Philadelphia Stars at the Arizona 32. 13-3 ball game. The referee, Earl Sorgan, checking with the sidelines. You've got Collier, Harris, Fitzke, Donovan. 4 wides in there now. And Scott Nizelek, who had gone onto the field at tight end, has come back off. The lone remaining back is Alan Harvin, and it would appear that his principal chore is that of blocking unless something pops wide open in the middle. And Chuck Fusina changes his mind. Nope, going to throw.
Hit that guy.
Pass to the sidelines. The pass is good to Tom Donovan. And Tom is having a good night.
He's having a very good night. Simple little route down on the sideline. Number 32, Carl Allen, was there.
Good for 11 yards and a first down.
They had receivers going down the middle. Herbert Harris is going down the middle. Look, Luther Bradley was trying to make Herbert Harris look as if he were open. Was baiting Chuck Fusina to throw it down the middle a little bit. Then would have anticipated and come down and tried to pick it off. But Fusina found Donovan on the sideline. High percentage pass. Made it work.
Nizelek is now in and Donovan out. And Harvin tries the left side, and from the 21 gets to the 19, where he runs into Stan White and John Lee. In play selection, breaking it down on a percentage basis, Philadelphia 72% of the time been running the ball.
I don't see why they should do anything else at this point. George Allen's defense just hasn't stopped it. They also took over possession with about 11 minutes and a few seconds to go in the third quarter. The clock is now at 5 minutes and 32 seconds. They've had the ball well over 5 minutes.
On second down and 8, Kelvin Bryant is back with David Riley. And Bryant's got it. Gets to about the 16, where he runs into Ed Smith. And the former Commodore takes him down. Ed Smith is a good football player.
Yes, he is. And that's, I think, a part of their strategy, Keith. The strength of the Philadelphia offensive line is, of course, the right side with Comiskey and Ekman. The strength of the defensive team is away from that right side on the left side, with John Lee having 19.5 sacks and Kit Lathrop leading the team in tackles. Now, what they're trying to do on the left side of their defense is have Smith contain everybody while the defensive team pursues it and makes a tackle.
Fusina doesn't like it. His team has the football down there in the land of opportunity, and he doesn't want it to be frittered away this time if he can avoid it. 4:40 to go, third quarter. The Philadelphia Stars have had their conversation now. And they made a change. They sent in Donovan back into the ball game, so they'll come out of here with 3 wide receivers. Ryan and Riley will split. That makes both of them possible receivers. So Giacchino's got his choice of 5. Oh, it's intercepted by Ed Smith. He intended the quick pass for David Riley out of the backfield. Riley didn't look at it, and Ed Smith brings it back to the Philadelphia 44-46.
The defensive strategy paid off that time, Keith. We'll go back to it on the replay, and you'll see the defensive team, they'll fake the blitz, and they run the game. They look like they're coming. They look at the lineman, interior lineman, they're looping inside. He thinks it's a blitz. It's tipped as he's thrown it, and Ed Smith just comes in, picks it off. He's playing great football so far in the evening. Now it's a race down the sideline. He doesn't quite have the same foot speed.
It hit Riley in the back.
Yeah, as Irv Eatman.
It hit Riley in the back because David didn't expect it that quick. You've seen a red blitz. And suddenly there's a big turnaround. Arizona at the Philadelphia 46. I'm going to go back to what we said very early. George Allen's comment, give me 3 turnovers and I'll beat you. Well, this is the third one.
Weight's on his shoulder.
The other one didn't result in much. 3 points. Now they're sitting at the Philadelphia 46. And look at Pete Kugler crowding the center snap here.
The way Joe Green used to play it.
Greg Landry quickly to the sidelines. Tim Spencer. Spencer dives ahead, takes a lick, and gets about 8 yards. Now here's Tim Brandt with Ed Smith.
The defense continues to make the big play. This time it was Ed Smith with the interception. Tell me about it, Smitty.
Well, we just had a man-to-man coverage, and I had a strong back. I kind of faked him there like I was blitzing to hold him in. Then he came out, and the quarterback threw the ball. A defensive lineman just hit the ball and hit him on the back and pounced up, and I just was sitting right there ready to grab it.
You've been on the field forever. Fatigue a factor?
A little bit. I'm starting to feel a little bit tired, but I think our offense will come on strong right now.
All right, Keith.
2nd down and 2 from the 38. Landry goes the other way, and it's no good. Intended this time for Ricker, the tight end. And Paul just didn't come down with it.
Nope. Ed Smith talking about being tired, feeling a little fatigue. That's understandable because that defense has been out on the football field for most of the ball game. The offense has got to give them a break, move down the field, put some points on that scoreboard.
Well, that play right there we just saw. Now, that didn't look decisive.
No, it didn't. It was just a safe play. Had it been caught, would have been a first down.
They need 2 yards on 3rd down. And I don't know if he got it. Looks like the spot may be good enough.
I think
Kevin
it is.
Long carried it. He had to go to the 36.
They're going to measure, but according to the first down mark on the far side of the field and where he spotted the football, I think he does have that first down. George Allen anxiously awaiting the verdict.
Well, he's got to go if it's not. It is. First down, Arizona, Philadelphia 36. Johnson and Willis are wide receivers. Now they send Ricker and Spencer to the top of the picture. This gives them 3 up there. And Landry's pass is batted in the air. Don Fielder, it appeared.
Number 96 came in. They also had linebackers coming in from the outside. Also one of the men in the secondary. You see up at the top, number 59, John Bunning, he's coming in. At the bottom, number 56, George Cooper is coming in. As George Cooper, or Fielder, gets up in the air, bats that one away. When Philadelphia gets behind, when they feel the pressure and need to make a big play defensively, look for a lot of blitzes and look for safeties to come in on the blitz, the strong safety or the free safety, both outside linebackers.
still say their defense has made almost as many big plays as their offense. This is Tim Spencer popping it up the middle. And he's got a first down at the 23-yard line of Philadelphia.
Well, that time the Arizona offense comes up with the big play. Scott Warner makes a tackle, but it's the Arizona Wranglers anticipating the stunts and the blitzes this time. They run a great play up the middle. Look at the line blocking. Everybody from the Philadelphia defensive team down on the ground, blocks downfield. Spencer just didn't know which way he wanted to go once he got downfield past the 25-yard line.
Well, the Wranglers have 4 more snaps. And they're sitting on the 23. Landry goes to the sideline. Pass intended for Lenny Willis. It is incomplete. Garcia Lane was there with it.
Garcia Lane has very good speed. He runs a 40 in about 4.4 seconds. Lenny Willis is running the out route. Landry had a good pass out to Willis. He led him to the outside. And we'll see Garcia Lane. He's got an angle as he came in trying to break on the ball. He's playing off, but watch the closing speed here when he sees the ball being thrown. He's coming in. He's going to make that tackle if he does catch the football.
Landry's hit one pass, connected on one pass out of his last 8 tries. And it's second down 10. Ricker down the middle. He's been open the last 2 plays. There it is to Ricker, and he can't hold on. That time he was outside a little bit.
It's unbelievable.
Just dropped it.
Paul Ricker came on in 1983 and just came on like gangbusters, catching everything. We saw him catch passes in the crowd, take the big hits, scoring touchdowns all through the season. Last 2 ball games, especially down the playoff, he has not been used a great deal.
Except to block.
Just to block. 3 passes for 45 yards coming into this ballgame during the playoffs.
Arizona 1 out of 6 on third down tries tonight. It's third down and 10. 3 wide receivers. And Landry has to call timeout. He looked up and saw the 30-second clock had 1 tick remaining, and rather than get dinged a 5-yard penalty, he called timeout with 2:25 to play in the third quarter. Frank Corral waiting on the sidelines for Arizona in case they don't pick up the 3rd and 10.
It just seems, Keith, that the Arizona Wranglers are not anticipating what Philadelphia is going to do. Philadelphia gets a jump on them, and they say, okay, we're going to blitz you, and we're going to hit you with this kind of defensive strategy. And Arizona's offense says, oh, is that what we're doing now? Okay, here's how I have to counteract it. But it always seems to come a play late.
You've got your passing group in there now. Dennison and Clark, Johnson and Douglas. Here's the pressure. The pass is incomplete. Intended for Doug Dennison out of the backfield. It was on his hands, and he did not come down with it. The ball was there.
Greg Landry has been betrayed on several occasions in this evening by his receivers. Paul Rickers dropped a couple he should have had. Tremaine Johnson dropped one he should have caught. Right there, Dennison, who comes into the ball game specifically for passing situations, should catch those passes. Has not done it.
40-yard field goal try coming now by Frank Corral. Tom Piette snaps it. Alan Risher, quarterback, holds it. 40-yarder. Up, long enough, hook, no good. So Corral misses from 40. And the frustration remains deep on the Arizona side with 2:15 to go in the third quarter. Well, they have had their 3 turnovers. They have done little with it.
How important is it right now, or does it appear to be, that Philadelphia got off the ball very quickly in the first half? It settled down into a defensive battle. But Philadelphia, 2 touchdowns, 10-point lead.
Bryant, lone remaining back now. The one-back offense for the Stars, and Kelvin moves it from the 20 23 out to about the 26. Philadelphia's last 4 possessions have ended with a fumble, a missed 27-yard field goal, and an interception. So they're not exactly burning up the road either.
Not at all.
Rodenberger comes off now, and David Riley comes in to replace him with a second down and about 7. Kelvin Bryant, first down, Philadelphia at the 37-yard line. Kelvin was the MVP in 1983, and with 102 yards on 23 carries tonight, despite his fumble at the goal line, he's becoming the obvious contender for the MVP honors in this championship game. Call it the 38. And 43 seconds and running to go in the third quarter. David Riley pounds in the middle and got about 5, maybe 6 yards on the carry. So the Philadelphia offensive front continues to dominate Arizona, and one of the Philadelphia stars is hurt and down on the play.
Well, they're just going back to the same offensive game plan they had at the outset. Run the football when you stop the running game. When you stop the running game, then we'll put the ball in the air. Take a look at the offensive line there. Eatman gets off a little slow, but he's going to cut Carl Lorch there. Everybody else fires straight out. Comiskey, Mike McLaren.
When you're getting that kind of surge off the ball and picking up 5, 6 yards on the first down play, that may be eaten down. I thought for a minute when I looked, though, it was Comiskey, so I just have to, no, there's Herb walking around. It's not him. I don't know who it is. Can't see from where we are, and I can't give you a picture. Could be Dunnick. Dunnick the tight end, now I'm told.
Well, I don't see Dunnick anywhere on the sideline, and he's not out in the field.
His second excursion with a cramp, probably, because he really went down in sharp pain. And if you've ever had a leg cramp on a hot night, as your body fluids perhaps have diminished on you, it's very painful. 29 seconds to go in the third quarter, and it is Kenny. And that apparently is what the problem is, leg cramps. And it hurts. Ken's got to come off the field, trying to walk it off. Probably the best thing to do now is take on some liquid and sit down for a little bit and rest.
No potassium, salt.
The clock is running again, and they may just let it tick on off and end the third quarter of play, and that looks to be what the Philadelphia Stars have in mind, because after all, they are leading in the ball game by a score of 13-3, and there's only 15 minutes left to play in the second USFL championship game. Our title game between Arizona and Philadelphia will continue after this message and a word from our local station. Goodyear Blimp Enterprise is going to have an easy night of it, but the weather has turned very nice, and they've been having a smooth ride and providing some spectacular pictures. And here comes Brian Thomas with the football for Philadelphia. And Brian is whacked down after he gets the football up to about the 45 for a couple of yards on that play. And here are your stats after 3 quarters of play.
Well, if you're George Allen and an Arizona Wrangler or Arizona Wrangler fan, it's a little embarrassing. They possessed the football only 12 minutes and 22 seconds. And Philadelphia has a over 20-minute edge in that category. But can't score.
But
I know there's only a 10-point difference. Well, they've got a shot. When they get the ball back offensively, they're going to have to do something very quickly.
Do something with it. Kelvin Bryant back in on 3rd down and 3. There he goes. And they've got him short. They've got him short as Arizona guessed right on the play. They expected a sweep. They stacked that way, and they were able to fight their way through and get Kelvin Bryant short of the first down. And so Sean Landetta shows up in the ball game for the first time tonight. The punter for the Philadelphia Stars, averaging on the regular season 41 yards, and during postseason play 39. But that doesn't always tell you everything. Eddie Brown goes back. Landetta has a capacity for killing that ball deep in the other folks' territory.
have been contact there, but not quite. He got back just in time. That's the beauty of a punt. Way back. Look at the bounce. What about the bounce? Can't quite get it. It hit that soft turf, and it looked like they might have a chance, but it'll come back out to the 20, a 53-yarder by Sean Landetta. During the course of the regular season, and certainly during the playoffs, Arizona has been a dominant team in the final quarter.
In the regular season, they scored 155 points in the fourth quarter to 94 for their opponents.
First down on the 20 and penalty flags as the whistles sound and stops the play, and I think you'll probably find the left side of the line, perhaps Rob Taylor took off too soon.
Certainly did.
False start, number 75, offense.
So the big man from Northwestern, all 280 pounds of him, got going a little too quickly.
Yeah, just not the way to get the drive going. Now they're looking at 85 yards to go for a touchdown.
Of course, we say that Arizona's been dominant in the fourth quarter, but they only played Philadelphia once, and they got beat in the fourth quarter.
That's true.
First and 15. Greg Landry gets it off. He's got, oh my gosh, it looked like Tremaine Johnson was available to him, but Jonathan Sutton stepped in, and he actually was the man that almost caught the football.
He had a shot here. A little double coverage here. He's playing him inside, zone coverage. He's trailing behind him now, and he just anticipates, steps right in front of the ball. Good pass rush also. You'll see the linebacker from the top of the screen. That's John Bunning, I believe, number 59, coming in from the top. No, excuse me, George Cooper. Trying to apply the pressure early to Arizona, not giving them a break as they try him on the drive here
Landry
in the fourth quarter.
is 1 out of 11, but some of that's not entirely his fault. Some of those passes have been on the hands and dropped. Second down and 15. Greg has some go. The ball is loose and fumbles. Philadelphia's got it. Buddy Moore covers the ball. And Don Fielder knocked it loose.
Well, the one big turnover. You talk about penalties at certain times that can hurt you. Here's a turnover, but instead of being deep in Philadelphia territory, it is deep in Arizona territory. The ball sits on the 11-yard line. Greg Landry dropping back to pass. Under pressure, he steps into the pocket.
Boy, he took a lick from Fielder.
Oh, Fielder came in from the outside. Look at Fielder. He comes on there, he engages Taylor, he takes him to the outside, tosses him to the ground, and just nails it.
Let me give you a measure of what it was that Fielder did. He took on a 280-pounder who stands 6'6" and just threw him down. And then went and got his quarry, and now here's Philadelphia in the catbird seat. First down on the 11-yard line of Arizona. Give it to Kelvin Bryant, and Bryant down to the 6 to 5 yards on the play.
Philadelphia's running game has been working extremely well all evening. They'll stick with it, especially now that we're in the fourth period. Keep the ball on the ground, run out the clock. And
well, the offensive line tonight, 20. Philadelphia's run 45 times to 201 yards. There have been no sacks if you've seen it, and they're averaging close to 5 yards per rush. That ain't bad. Goes Kelvin again. 5-4.
With those kind of statistics, it looks like it could be one of those football games where you have to decide which one of those people on the offensive line you give the MVP award to.
How many offensive linemen have you ever seen voted an MVP?
When Dallas beat, I think it was Denver in the Super Bowl, I think it was shared between Harvey Martin and...
He ain't an offensive lineman.
That's true. I can't recall...
He's a defensive host.
Yeah, but still a lineman. I'm trying to think of who the other person shared it with.
From the 4. Third down, and Bryant sweeps it, cuts it back to... There they've got it. And now it is fourth down, and Jim Mora's got to make a decision.
Well, Scott Fitzke's on the far sideline yelling at Jim, says he wants to go for it. We've seen Moore in situations like this give his offense a nod when they feel they can pick up a crucial fourth down. He'll let them go with it. And I don't see David Trout getting ready to run onto the football field.
Over the top.
Now he had to get to the 1 to get his first down. They may ask for the change. No, it's obvious that he's short. And they're going to go.
Jim Mora is a head coach that will not stifle the enthusiasm of his football team. When he sees that they really want to go for it, he'll go for it. Other times, he'll make the decision on his own. But right now, it's the offensive team that feels they've got everything under control. George Allen knows or feels that they will go over the top to try and pick it up.
They didn't. They went underneath with David Riley, and Riley is at the goal line. And they're unstacking him.
Well, here's a tough job for the officials. There's no way I could see or tell whether or not Riley picked up the first down, let alone got into the end zone.
He should have a first down, I would think. Ball is going to be marked where I haven't seen it yet. It's inside the 1, and it will be a first and goal. So they didn't take the top route. They went underneath with the fullback Riley, and David got the first down. So they got 4 pops at it now.
Well,
about a yard.
The way the offensive line has been going here, I think if you just give it to whomever happens to be lined up in the backfield, go behind Oates, Comiskey, and Eatman on the right side. Probably tight end Nislik or Dunnick, who's ever out there.
Yusina calls his own number, and he didn't score, I don't think. No, he didn't.
Yeah, that's a little tough to call that play right now, Keith. I think if Chuck Yusina was a little bigger, a little stronger, you could go with that play, but the Arizona defense knows that, or feels very strongly that the ball is going to be run in the middle. They're going to pitch. They're going to try and get underneath, burrow underneath that offensive line, have the linebackers come across the top. If anybody goes in the air, they want to meet them in the air before they cross the plane.
Now they go to the I formation with Bryant, the I back.
Fumble.
Fumbles a football. Oh, you don't think there isn't some hand fighting going on underneath there, and you got a fight breaking out over here on the side. Kelvin Bryant's involved with Carl Allen.
But Chuck Yusina is the man that came up with the football.
Allen's hot.
Well, that's 64. John Lee is hot
too.
I don't know what's happening down there. I can't get a good feel for why everyone's getting so riled up. You see Yusina fumbles the football. He goes in there after it. There's Carl Allen. And Carl Allen right there is got somebody falling into him. Might have been Kelvin.
Got knocked into it. It's third down, and the ball is now a little bit outside the 1-yard line. I don't know why they don't run the sweep. Bryant tries the middle, and he's in there. Touchdown.
Now the offensive line got it right the third time.
Kelvin Bryant has scored his 6th playoff touchdown, redeeming himself somewhat after his previous fumble on the goal line that Arizona recovered in the end zone. Now it's a 19-3 ball game.
We'll take a look. You'll see Kelvin Bryant come in from the right. He'll slant to his left. He'll go up in the air. Doesn't have to. All the red shirts have cut down the appearance. We'll take it from above from the Goodyear blimp. Overhead view. Look at the drive of the offensive line. They've driven them deep into the end zone. Kelvin Bryant just skips in. Carl Allen has to sit on the outside and watch. David Trout now will attempt the extra point. He's missed one and the field goal.
He's got it. With 9 minutes and 55 seconds to play in the USFL championship game, it is now 20-3 Philadelphia.
Not a bad night for the young man from Tarboro, North Carolina.
An excellent night. Man with a great deal of pride, desire.
Go jump.
Missed 2 ball games this year because of arthroscopic surgery. Came back. Second leading rusher in the USFL.
The kickoff by Trout. Colbert is deep. Trout nails this one. That's more like the kind of kicking he's been doing lately. And finally, Alan Clark knocks it on beyond the end line. And that'll mean the 20-yard line for Arizona. They're now 17 points behind with 9 minutes and 48 seconds to play. Now, it was about at this juncture of the ball game, 9.5 minutes to go, that Arizona got in gear and won 17-16 over Houston.
Yeah, they were down behind. They were behind Houston by 13 points. And they had field position after a poor punt on about the 50-yard line, and in 3 plays in just over a minute they scored. They've got 20. They're on the 20-yard line, and they have to score very quickly again.
Greg Landry back to throw. They've got to throw now. That pass is complete to Paul Ricker, and Ricker picked up about 8 yards. Here's one of the big gate swingers for the Philadelphia Stars, Chuck Kaminsky, now with Mike.
Chuck, I don't know I've ever seen an offensive line that has as much pride and believes in themselves as much as the Stars' offensive line. It's been in evidence tonight.
Well, I tell you, when you got great backs like we do, it's easy to work hard because you know they're working hard for you. And I think having pride in what you do kind of comes with offensive linemen. You know, it's just kind of the nature of the job.
The right side has been fantastic. The whole offensive line. Good job tonight, Chuck.
Thank you very much.
Keith.
Ball is at the 26. Second down. Up 3. Kevin Long. And they get him a yard or so short of the first down.
Well, they made Kevin Long go the long route to pick up whatever yards he did get on that play. He went forward, saw no room there. As he began to sweep to the outside, he had to give ground to get to the outside to outflank the defense. And Arizona has to be a little bit down right now. You see a little bit of that dejection. That's the kind of thing that George Allen does not like in his football team, does not want to see. He wants to keep them fired up at an emotional pitch. Right now, he needs something for them to get excited about from the offensive team.
Mac Boatner is checked into the backfield, lines up with Tim Spencer now. Spencer has the ball, and you know what? He is not going to get the first down. It was 3rd down and 1. Pete Kugler stepped in there and just shut the door on him. And it is 4th down for the Arizona Wranglers.
Well, Pete Kugler had a great playoff game for the San Francisco 49ers when they went against the Washington Redskins in the playoffs. And now he's playing up to that form. He burrows under, makes contact, then he comes up for air. When he comes up, he has Tim Spencer. And everybody else joins the party.
Boy, they have really shut off the Arizona running game.
I'll tell you, that's one young man that will not be playing in London. He is going to take a vacation.
Going to spectate.
Yeah, he might watch it from the sideline and maybe get a tape of it.
They're going on 4th and a yard and a half. They have to. Kevin Long cuts it back, dives ahead,
and he doesn't get it.
Oh. They're going to mark him short of the 30-yard line. And it's going to be Philadelphia's football. It was Sam Mills that made the tackle.
Sam Mills.
Come on, KP.
We have not called his name a lot tonight. One of the defensive captains, the heart of this defensive football team. Played well all year. See number 27, Mike Lush, come up from the safety position. Pete Kugler is pursuing, but it's Sam Mills that shot the gap, came inside, and made the play.
Montclair State. And here is Philadelphia now. Turnover. 7 minutes to play at the 29 of Arizona, leading 20-3. Kelvin Bryant. This is the time of night now in a championship game where one does not really want to have to stick his head into the mass in the middle of the line, because you know that those folks in the white shirts from Arizona are frustrated.
Well, they're frustrated. Tempers are flaring just a bit, as we saw in the altercation with Carl Allen and John Lee with Kelvin Bryant. Greg Landry has not had really that bad a night. He's been betrayed quite a bit by his receivers.
Second down and 9. Yusina back to throw. Puts it down the middle, and it's just a tad too high for Tom Donovan in front of Lupe Sanchez. Here's Sam Mills now with Mike.
Well, Keith, you know they call the Stars defense the doghouse defense, but tonight it's been pure penthouse. They have been outstanding. We all can't figure out why Landry hasn't been able to do anything against you tonight.
Well, right now we're executing real well, and we pretty much know the type of things they want to run, and we're playing it real well.
Now, the play you just made, you almost read his lips, Landry's lips.
I love you, Mom. Well, yeah, I knew the play was going within 2 or 3 steps, and I just started heading upfield to the ball.
Okay, tremendous job so far tonight, Sam. Keep it up.
Thank you.
Keith?
Thank you, Mike. Third down and 9. Brian Thomas finds a little daylight, gets to the 22. That's short of the first down. So I imagine David Trout will come trotting onto the field.
Well,
not yet.
Not yet. Taking their time about it.
Here he comes.
David Trout's on his way. David Trout spent some time growing up down in South America before coming back home, going to school at the University of Pittsburgh.
Ball is on the 22. It'll be spotted by Tim Reardon at the 29. Extra 10 yards makes it a 39-yard field goal. Try for David Trout. Dead center.
Oh, David Trout found it.
He found it. 5 minutes and 21 seconds to play in the title game, and it's now 23-3 Philadelphia. The Tampa Bay Bandits. This is their home field. And speaking of the Bandits, as we watch Dave Trout here, who's had a bit of a rough night, hit that 39-yarder, he exults some in the success. But I would like to take a moment to say and thank them. John Bassett, the Tampa Bay Bandit organization, serving as hosts for this 1984 championship game, done a tremendous job. They sold over 57,000 tickets. Beautiful dinner the other night. Very warm and friendly ambiance created for this title game. John, we thank you. And a good friend for ABC Sports through the months. High hanging kick now by Trout. Tolbert waits, takes it at the 4. Outside he comes. Up the sidelines and reaches the 38-yard line. For a moment, it looked like he might really pop one, but Billy Hardy of Virginia Tech ran him down.
Yeah, but he brings it out just short of the 40-yard line at about the 38. I guess they're going to mark it, which means they have a lot less ground to get to the end zone. Have to use quite as much time. High kick. He's able to get started on this kick. He gets great blocking up in front. Number 47 is Garcia Lane, and he just didn't have enough room to use his speed to break clear down the sideline. Garcia probably would have caught up with him though.
Mark it on the 39 for Arizona. Alan Clark and Doug Dennison in. They're the better receivers for Greg Landry. A little quick snapper out here to Dennison. And Dennison is out of bounds after he picks up about 5. That kills the clock at 4:47 to play in the football game. 23-3 Philadelphia. They've been utterly dominant, but they have had 2 fumbles and an interception, which has slowed some of their momentum. Easy to smile on the Philadelphia side.
Yeah, David Riley, only thing he hasn't done is get in the end zone and do his famous little duck dance. He and Kelvin like to do from time to time.
Second down and close to 6 yards for Arizona. Now it's obvious to the world that Landry's got to throw, and he does throw, and he goes through the hands of Dennison and over the head of Trumaine Johnson.
And bounced off Dennison's hands and gained a little altitude. All you're going to see right now at this point in the ball game is Kelvin Bryant is anticipating the victory and just waiting for the time to run out, celebrating with Irv Eatman. The Arizona offense will put the ball in the air, try and get downfield as quickly as possible. Of course, the Philadelphia defense, their secondary will play deep, not trying to give up the quick touchdown or big yards.
Well, Mike Lush is playing center field right now, and he's a good 30 yards back there. Landry passes the other way, and it is incomplete. He had Alan Clark going that way. Clark really didn't make a pass at it. Larry Douglas was going down the sideline, so I don't know. Maybe Allen thought perhaps Douglas was in the same neighborhood.
Well, if you if you throw a pass near a receiver, you ought to go up and catch it, whether it's for anybody else or not.
It is 4th down and about 6. And the punting team has come on the field at 4:38 to play in the game. 4th down and 6. The ball at the Arizona 43. And they're trailing by 20.
Johnny!
Unless they fake this punt, Tolbert's return for good field position on the kickoff will go for naught.
Nope, Terrell kicks it. Tries to kick it away from Garcia Lane. It takes a good Arizona roll, and they're going to be able to kill it down at the 11-yard line. The penalty flag, however, rests on the turf back up around the line of scrimmage. So let's see about the penalty. Oh, my. Somebody took off too soon.
Yeah, one of the interior people, and I'm sure Jim Moore will have him punt that one over again.
I would certainly think so, because Frank killed it down there close to the 10-yard line. They'll bring it back and do it again. It's been a wretched night for Greg Landry, and again, I don't know that there's certainly no reason to make any excuses for Greg Landry, and I'm in no sense in trying to do it. He's 6 out of 19, 55 yards. That's bad.
And that is bad, Keith. But yeah, how many passes were dropped?
Oh boy, at least 6 I can think of.
I mean, you've got to live with that stat. And he's going to live with it after this game is over, whatever the outcome is. But those receivers will be in that locker room.
Illegal receiver downfield on the kicking team, number 43. Still 4th down.
With their heads between their legs, Keith, knowing that they didn't come up with catches that they should have made.
A little bit of a breeze kicking up right now, and sure enough, it's blowing right into Frank Corral's face. The only thing we haven't had is a thunderstorm on the Arizona side only. But Philadelphia has been a preeminent football team tonight, a dominant football team. They have played championship football. Corral hits another good punt. Garcia Lane sidles over to that side of the field and accepts it at the 19 and then runs away from the coverage. And comes all the way back to the 34-yard line. So Garcia Lane turns in another big return where he's brought down by Alan Clark. And these are the people that came away with the special awards from the dinner Friday night. Jim Kelly, whom you met at halftime, the MVP. Jim Moore of Philadelphia, Coach of the Year. Outstanding running back Joe Cribbs from Birmingham. Outstanding quarterback Chuck Fusina, Philadelphia. And the leading scorer, Tony Fritsch of Arizona. Top receiver Richard Johnson of Houston. Best defensive player Marcus Quinn, Oakland. Special teams player Zeelan Andrusic, Tampa Bay. Herb Eatman, the man of the year. And the top lineman Kit Lathrop of Arizona. 1st and 10 for the Philadelphia Stars, and this is Alan Harvin. And Allen bouncing outside, gets about 3 yards before Luther Bradley brings him down.
Alan Harvin saw he was getting too close to the sideline and put on the brakes because he wants the clock to run out. Well, she'll do a little celebrating tonight if nothing dramatic happens in the 23-3 ball game. On the other side, that's Joe Ermert.
Well, you can never
know when you
look at the roster, though, and you think of how many guys that may not have another shot at it. George Allen, of course, figures to come back again as a coach. He has perhaps a greater chance at it than maybe a man like a Joe Ehrman, who's had so many years in professional football, 11. Joe may choose one of these days not to do it again.
Stan White, Greg Landry, all in the same boat.
Yep, 16 years for Greg Landry. Fusina hands it off, and look at this. Brian Thomas popping right up the middle, and he breaks it big all the way down to the Arizona 34.
Boy, I'll tell you, there's a man-sized hole in that line of scrimmage. You see right there, they just trap it on the inside. They get linebackers, they get Lathrop up in the middle, number 70. And Brian Thomas doesn't have to make a move. He just runs straight down the field before he's hit. He's had 9 carries in the ball game for 60 yards.
The biggest conversation piece around Philadelphia has been, for the last few weeks, who would win if the Stars and Eagles play. You don't think that conversation won't heat up after this game?
I'll take the Stars.
First down, just inside the 35. Alan Harbin bounces away and gets a couple of yards. Well, there's been a proposal for a match, as you know. $1 million for the loser to pay their way out of town. Tonight's attendance, 52,662. That's about 5,000 under the number of tickets that were sold. But again, I would say to you that it rained hard all afternoon. We have 2 minutes to play in the championship game for the USFL, with Philadelphia leading Arizona 23-3. As the football sits at the 32-yard line.
Hey, go Biggie! Go Biggie!
First down, or second down rather, for Philadelphia, and 8. And inside goes Brian Thomas. Now it seems a matter of running out the clock, with the clock running and a 20-point lead. And let's join Tim Brandt for a moment.
Keith, on the Arizona sideline, it's frustration, despair, and I guess a little bit of everything, Lenny Willis, and it just didn't seem like you guys could get the offense going. Why?
First of all, Tim, I'd like to praise the Lord for getting us here. We were just unorganized tonight. Tonight, Philadelphia is the best team in the league. There's no question about it. We didn't have a good night offensively. The defense played pretty well, but we didn't play worth anything tonight. And I apologize to the fans in Arizona for it.
Let me tell you, Sam Mills said that he could read Greg Landry's lips. They knew everything that was coming.
Well, I don't know if he read lips, but the way they were playing pretty good. You can't take anything away from Philadelphia tonight.
All right, Keith.
Lenny Willis, you don't need to apologize to anybody for anything. Yep. Just getting to the championship game is testimony enough. And I don't care who says otherwise. Those who would say otherwise are those who have not endured
What's up with that?
the problems that you bound through to get there.
Yeah, they certainly.
You know who that is, I bet you. That's Miles Tannenbaum, the principal owner of the Philadelphia Stars.
Well, he's very proud of his football team, built within the guidelines under the astute guidance of Carl Peterson, president and general manager of this ball club.
They're just staying on the ground and banging away, and we're now inside of 30 minutes. There's Dr. Ted Dietrich, who has endured a tough night. He has agonized on the sidelines. I don't think he said a word to anybody, but I think he has walked 40 miles during the course of the evening.
Well, before the game started, I asked him what the differences were when you control so many things in your life, everything when he goes into surgery, to have to sit on the sidelines and not to have control when his ball club is out there. And he said it's something he doesn't think he'll ever get used to, something he has to deal with.
Jim Mora, however, is the man getting the victory ride. Last year, they were 15-3 in the regular season, and they lost in the title game to the Michigan Panthers 24-22. In the second year of the USFL, the Philadelphia Stars were utterly dominant, winning 23-3 over the Arizona Wranglers. And so the Stars will go to their locker room and on to their hotel, and it may be a night of pure joyous celebration for them.